Hi there, everybody. I'm meteorologist Greg D here at home watching, of course, the weather. Now, today, a very different day than yesterday across central Arkansas. Not getting the storms developing this afternoon that we did yesterday. Not as much push to the atmosphere. There are a couple of scattered, isolated showers, as you see here on the radar, down across southern Arkansas, Fordyce, Hampton, over to Hermitage, a couple of light showers. But these aren't growing into thunderstorms this afternoon. All the action today is going to be back into Oklahoma. In fact, I'm actually watching it live right now as I record this, back toward Oklahoma City. They're tracking these storms developing minute by minute here to the northwest of Oklahoma City, folks. This is where our weather is coming from for the overnight and tomorrow. Notice these storms here near Geary, Oklahoma, and Hinton out there by Weatherford, near Corn and Eckley. These are the storms that will then organize into a complex that we'll be watching for this afternoon. And then into the overnight for Arkansas. You see they extend with warnings up into Kansas as well. So that's what we're watching. The Storm Prediction Center has out a moderate risk for Oklahoma and Missouri tonight. That includes one of the highest tornado risks we've seen so far this season, 15% from Oklahoma City back up towards Missouri. Wind threat pretty high as well to our north and west, and so is the hail. Now, as we shift this into tomorrow, that activity shifts in our direction. Now, on a day 2 outlook, which is what this is, they do not do it by tornado or anything like that. They do it just by the threat, and there you see it. We're going to put the interstates and the population there. A slight risk for the entire state. The probability of seeing severe weather up to 30% with an enhanced area in north central Arkansas. So, folks, that's a pretty good chance there. Pretty good chance. 7 a.m. Saturday to 7 a.m. Sunday. This is really a Saturday type of a deal here, with pop-up thunderstorms likely. Wind damage, isolated tornadoes, all possible. Here's what one model sees it as happening. This is Forecast Track here, one of the models that you'll see often on KARK or even Fox 16, and you'll see the storm starting off in Oklahoma this evening. It's got them pretty good. Now, this is saying this is more like 1 a.m. is what this has it listed as. This morning, so it's a little delayed on the development, but there you see the storms firing up later on this evening. They fire up north of Oklahoma City and then move through the eastern parts of Oklahoma, develop into this big complex of storms that will threaten the northwest Arkansas tomorrow morning, maybe even before sunrise, and then move into north central Arkansas by morning tomorrow. And then the boundary left over from this, the little front, will help to fire off more thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. So the storms move into northern Arkansas with a wind threat. Then they kind of fizzle midday, and then new activity develops tomorrow afternoon. And that's what we'll need to really watch carefully as we go through the day tomorrow, as some of these thunderstorms, again, could be strong to severe with, yes, maybe even isolated tornado threat. Look at these little cells that the model tries to develop in southern Arkansas. We'll have to watch that very carefully. So as far as the larger models, we're talking about the global models that you often see us show you here. Here's what the NAM is showing. Got the storms in Oklahoma. This is 7 o'clock this evening with the dark green, the heavier rain, lighter green. Basically, the dark green means higher concentration of storms. The lighter green, fewer, more isolated storms, but still storms in that area in Oklahoma and Missouri. And then it has things diving very early into northern Arkansas. 1 a.m. rain past Little Rock. I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see how southern Missouri fires up later on today. It's a possibility, with the storms then coming out of Oklahoma, moving through northern Arkansas tomorrow morning, and then I guess with the boundary already in place, or the storms having already affected central Arkansas once, the NAM has the storms moving right through south Arkansas tomorrow afternoon and not really blowing up into anything until they get into Mississippi and Louisiana. I don't think the Storm Prediction Center is going with this option. By the way, the tornado risk, check out the bullseye over Oklahoma today. Dark reds and purples. They have a particularly dangerous situation tornado watch up. If you haven't ever seen one of these, let's take a look at one of these. It's the first one of the season for Oklahoma. You see the Storm Prediction Center lists these different watches. And look at this first one. It says particularly dangerous situation for those PDS watches. On the bottom, they list the threat for tornadoes, EF2 tornadoes, high, severe wind, high, EF2 tornadoes are stronger, high, severe hail, high threat day for Oklahoma. I don't expect those types of conditions to maintain themselves in Arkansas tomorrow. As we look at the NAM model, you'll see the tornado conditions. Let me move this over so you can see a little clearly. Tornado threat tomorrow. This is 1 p.m. It's in the yellow and orange in the morning versus reds and purples in Oklahoma today. And then it shifts and kind of moves away for tomorrow afternoon. Now, the GFS and the Euro kind of go at this very differently. Here's the GFS model. It's got the storms developing in Oklahoma. There they go. It's got some green over Arkansas, which we're kind of seeing those isolated showers now. Storms developing over Oklahoma by 7 p.m. They're already going. They're there from Oklahoma City to Springfield at 1 a.m. Notice no storms in central Arkansas at 1 a.m., unlike the other model. Even at 7 a.m., the rain's still north of Little Rock into northern and northwest Arkansas. Then they kind of die down 1 p.m., bam, fire back up by 7 p.m. and really get going into central and southern Arkansas this afternoon, tomorrow afternoon. So that's what the GFS is showing. I'm going to take you now to the Euro, and notice the color of the map is different here. It's a white map, but almost the same deal. Here's the Euro, here's the GFS. Can you see me flipping between them? They kind of agree with this stuff. Tomorrow, same type of deal. Very similar pattern to the rain, not exact. The Euro also has the storms kind of dying down and then firing back up across central Arkansas during the afternoon and evening. This is 7 p.m., both models indicating by then the storms will be moving into southeast Arkansas, with the Euro being a little faster. So I think the Storm Prediction Center is going with these other two models. As far as the tornado threat, here it is for today from the GFS. The Euro I don't have this product here to show you from this model, but big bullseye again, your Oklahoma City and the South Metro there. Tonight at 1 a.m., still high there. Here's 7 a.m. It moves into eastern Oklahoma, but much weaker. And then here's tomorrow, 1 p.m. It's elevated, folks. This is as high as it was yesterday, and then even higher down across southeast Arkansas tomorrow afternoon. So I do think there will be a tornado threat tomorrow afternoon across that part of the state. I do think we'll see the threat of tornadoes with some of these thunderstorms, at least a 2 to 5% chance. We'll see how this all works out, of course, from the Storm Prediction Center. You know where to get updates on my Facebook page. Thanks so much for being a part of that Facebook page the last few days. It's going to get active again tomorrow if it needs to, if we get some of these thunderstorms going. All right, everybody, thanks so much for listening this afternoon and this evening. No problems this evening, so go ahead and make your plans to do whatever you'd like. Make sure your weather radios are ready if you live north and west of Little Rock for the overnight, and then the rest of the state during the day tomorrow, of course. I'll be posting updates as I see fit here with some of these storms. Thanks for making KRK4 your weather authority. I'll see you back here, guys, when the storms finally get going.